Taurus, welcome to your intimate tarot reading. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. And in keeping in mind your last reading, which was yours and theirs, oh, I do hope. I would love to see a continuation of that. You were marked fabulously with the concept of new energy, new excitement, new adventure, passion, energy, vitality. Oh, I would love to see more of that. But tarot is not Whataburger. I can place the order, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get it back. Real tarot is real life, but I would love to see more of that. Now, if you are indeed that Taurus who is new to the channel, hi. Welcome to your intimate tarot reading. This may or may not be your thing. If you'd like to know why I read intimate tarot, specifically sexual energy, it will be outlined for you in the description box. Heads up. If the subject of sexual energy, sexual identification, descriptions that are both very, very vague as well as very, very detailed, if any of that bothers you, upsets you, or crosses you, I don't want you to watch it because you will take nothing from it and you will only find yourself offended. Okay? And I don't want that for you. And that's true for all tarot. I would never want you to put yourself in a position where you're like, I don't like this or it offends me. So don't watch it. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. No offense taken. Okay? No big deal. But for those of you who understand that your sexual energy comes into play as who you are as a person, and thus it stands to reason, affects your relationship, your love energy, or how it does or doesn't, stick around. I might learn something. I do operate from that principle of the more you know. And all energy types are valid because all energy types affect us every day. Sexual energy is just but one more of it. That's it. That's all. And I never know. People ask me all the time, is it for couples or not couples? Exactly. I don't know. So the basic rules always apply. Take what resonates, leave what does not, reverse energies as it applies. Essentially, I'm describing your sexual energy, and if there is someone else there, I will see it. It could be anything, guys, from sexual energy that is established with somebody for 20 years, or someone you just met a couple days ago. I literally never know. So we gotta look. It's gonna range. And for some of you, it comes in as past orientation energy, which is true for all energy types. If it's unresolved energy, yeah, I can see the past stuff too. Even though I'm technically describing something that was over 5 years ago. True energy is timeless. All tarot is essentially, well, let me rephrase that. All good tarot is essentially timeless. There you go. Take it as it resonates. All right. Let's get cracking. Let's see how that Jupiter energy is affecting you in your sexual energy. You know what I'm really curious about, though? Yes. Venus, which is your ruling planet, will be entering Leo, I believe, June 5th. Very interesting things will be happening. So, if you have some very prominent Leo in your chart, even if it's just a little bit, oh, it could be a very exciting summer for some of you. I'm terribly curious myself. As Leo, my only Leo placement is my North Node. Very curious. Show me. Point is, honey, Taurus is in for a hell of a year. Yes. Hell yes. Hell yes. I love it. I love it. I've even seen an energetic pick-me-up for you in your shorts. Loving it. Loving it. I hope you are too. What's going on, please? Show me Taurus' sexual energy. Show me Taurus' sexual energy. Show me Taurus' sexual energy, please. We'll be looking at the present and over the next several months. Show me Taurus' sexual energy, please. The baseline, once more, is the Dreamy Moons Tarot deck. And then, of course, we will switch to Big Red. What's going on, please? Come on. I'm trying to dial you in. What's going on? There we go. I think that's about it. But again, just in case, because these do tend to be sensitive topics, take it resonates, leave it does not, reverse energies as it applies. And if it's not yours at all, separate yourself. No reason to be upset. Okay? There you go. Cross watchers. Same. Okay. Recent past. Temperance, beautiful. You might have some strong side in your chart. Which reminds me, yeah, we are Oh my, there's so much going on for you. Everybody is going to, of course, experience the full moon in Sag. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Goodness me, God. So much going on for Taurus and Leo. Beautiful. Current. Wishing to connect and or reconnect sexually. Beautiful. I say this for you often, and I cannot say I'm surprised. Given Taurus' sexual energy, you are ruled by planet Venus. It's going to be a natural inclination for you, as it should be. And I wish more people appreciated sexual energy in this respect. It should be healing. It should be restorative. It should give us peace. It should give us principles of bonding with our person. I 100% agree with you on this. You find, in short, and you have, and this is really heavily past-oriented, an overall theme for your sexual energies for the Taurus I'm looking at, you understand sexual energy to be restorative. Again, it's the concept of sexual healing, which is true, it's real, it's valid. And again, I wish more people understood that. So good, I'm happy to see that. So you understand your sexual energy, therefore serves a purpose. Good. 3 cups, your current sexual energy. I would like to bring something together that feels thin. Crossing, Wheel of Fortune. It's been a minute. Oh, honey. Well, that's okay. That's okay, because you are... Taurus, you crack me up, even in your freaking sexual energy. That's so you. That is so you. It's like, yeah, I'd like to bring something together, Christina. I would, but I'm not bothered about it one way or the other. That is so you. Thank you. I needed that. I needed that laugh, honey. That was awesome. That was awesome. I'm not rushed, though. I'm not in a rush about it. If it happens, it happens. It would be nice. It would be nice. Yeah, I'd like to get some sexual healing. I'd like to get a little, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. It's cool. It's cool. I got it. No rush, no fuss. We got it. Okay. Let's see if anybody's surrounding you. Okay. Not impressed. Let's keep going. Next several months. 2 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, the 9 of Swords. Some stress, some back and forth. I got priorities. I got other things to do. I don't see you giving yourself space or time and to kind of explore your more passionate side, your more emotional side. You're saying, I've got 1,000 other things to do anyway, Christina. Would it be nice? Yeah. But is it a luxury at this point? Yeah. I've got 1,000 other things. So you're doing that thing you do where you're not making space for yourself or time for yourself. I don't like that. Okay, look, I got somebody attached to you that says they're not interested. So I don't know why the hell I'm seeing them. And don't like that. We will clarify that sexual energy. It is neither positive, directive, or healing. It's like shut down, aggravated. And I can't help but think that that's not helping you. I got 10, 10, and a 10. I don't like it. It's not healthy. And I understand that this concept that you often show me, I got other things to do. Of course you do. That's who you are. But also, there's another side of you that's more personal and meant to be more fulfilling of thyself and thy needs. And while it is very common for you to put that stuff on the back burner, it's not important, you can say that for so long, and you can believe it for so long before you find yourself utterly burnt out. And I'm already seeing those markings for you. Now, I don't know why I'm seeing this person's energy, because as far as they're concerned, they're saying it's too hard to have sexual energy with Taurus. I'm exhausted, I'm not interested, and they seem to decline it. Or their sexual energy straight up for you is non-existent, and it's a bit aggressive, and it's a little angry. Don't care for that. And you're like, well, fuck it, I got other things to do anyway. But the thing is that other things to do is overwhelming the Taurus I'm looking at, and it stresses you out. And I see why. You don't have any personal relief, despite the fact you actually have a belief system that says, my sexual energy coming together gives me relief. So the very thing that gives you relief is the very thing that you seem to be least engaged in, and you also seem to be attached to someone who is not helping you in that respect at all. So here we have a 3D reality that is not matching your belief system. Where's the relief, honey? Where's your sexual relief? Where's your emotional relief? You say you know what it's for, you say you know what its purpose is, and that you can wait. Okay, and it was laughable until it wasn't. I think you are in a place where you have a reason to justify ignoring your emotional needs, but it doesn't help that someone here is not wanting to participate in that. Now, if they don't want to participate, that's them, okay? We can never control someone's sexual energy, their desires, or their drives. We know this. But if you were hoping that they would be an active participant at some point, I don't see it happening. Strengths. Your sexuality is based in love. Good, it should be. Two of Cups. My sexual energy, you're saying, is on the premise that the love is shared, equal, and reciprocated. So in other words, if they're not feeling it, I'm not going to either. So I understand that. But they're saying they have a whole lot of I don't feel it. So how are you reacting to that? How are you dealing with that? How is your emotional needs responding to that? Okay. Because that's a beautiful strength, and I agree with you. Again, that sexual energy, not only should it be reciprocated and coming from a healthy I love you, you love me space, for that very reason, it's a bonding principle, bonding practice, and it's spiritually soothing, it's emotionally soothing, etc. Where is it? So you're saying you have the principles of your sexual energy in place, but you're not allowed to follow them. Not at this time. And I know you're like, yeah, but now it's not a good time. But someone around here is not allowing you access or avenue, and it looks really sharp, rough, and not nice. Obstacles, work. You're saying, I know, honey, I know. But I don't care how busy you are. Let me get to the point. I don't care how busy you are. If your person really wanted to pull you aside and say, Taurus, honey, I see how hard you've been working. I want to take you back and bang your brains out. It's so hot. I love the way you work. You're so diligent. You're so thorough. Turns me on. I just want to reward you real quick. Would you be like, you know what? It's so busy right now, babe. It's so busy right now. Thank you. That's awesome of you. But I'm kind of working right now. So you tell me, is it your work busyness, okay, that keeps you from experiencing your partner the way you want? Or is it because they themselves are unavailable and you bury yourself in work, that way you don't have to look at it or see it? No. I'm seeing this as perhaps they're banking on the busyness here as the reason why they're exhausted or they're not interested. Then why is it so aggressive? It doesn't have to be that aggressive. No. Moving forward. Okay, some relief in there, the Lovers. Moving forward, that's future-oriented. I do not know why. I do not know how. I don't care. But there's something there that's a lot softer and a lot less closed off. Good. Something to look forward to. Okay. I respect the Pentacle, honey. I respect that shit needs to get done. I get that. I understand that 100%. Okay? Responsibility, stability, coinage, all that stuff. But you cannot tell me, all that work aside, all the responsibility aside, that if your person was like, Taurus, you, me, right now, drop everything you're doing. Wipe it off on it. Take me on the desk right now. See all that pile of paperwork, you hard-working Taurus machine, to throw it on the desk. You're telling me you'd be like, oh, no, I can't disrupt the piles of paper on my desk. Babe, I'll lose my organization system. Tell you what, rain check on that, and we'll see where we are in a couple of days. You're telling me? No. Are you busy? Yes. Do you have other priorities right now? Yeah. Do you have the correct principles in place for sexual energy and what it means to you? Yes. Are you being able or allowed to express it? No. Do you have an encouraging partner? No. All right. Show me temperance, please. Show me temperance, please. Show me temperance, please. Show me temperance, please. What do we got? Not that it means anything, but people like it when I call it the signs. So we have Sag here, we have Gemini here, but that may or may not mean anything to you. We also have a lot of Earth here. I'm assuming that's you, but again, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay. Show me Temperance, please. Show me Temperance, show me Temperance, show me Temperance, show me Temperance. Show me Temperance, please. Three of Swords. God dang it. Ace of Wands. I know, that's all you want. King of Pentacles, that's you. That's all you want, honey. That's all you want. You understand that when your heart aches and that when your body aches and when you don't feel like you want the comfort of your person. You do, and it's normal, it's natural, it's healthy. I would be concerned if an earth sign did not interpret their sexual energy as restorative or sensual or something that's a very deeply personal practice. To an earth sign, yes, you more than all of your earth cousins, okay? More so is that fixed earth. It is something that you come to rely upon in your fixed earth energy, that it should be loyal to you and that it should open itself up to you. That's how you know it loves you and that you can love it back in a safe and secure way. You know, and that's what you've always known to be true. You feel it, and I'm seeing that same Ace of Wands that I did for you last time. There is a normal, natural, healthy sexual side to you that understands the Taurus I'm looking at, that says, my sexuality is sacred, my sexuality has to serve a purpose, and ideally it serves a purpose with someone else. And they should be on the same page with me, and that I know when my heart hurts a little more for whatever reason, or when I'm feeling a little bit more distant from myself, or I need to come back together in a certain way with my partner, sexuality isn't just helpful, it's necessary. Okay. So your sexual energy means a lot to you. Not just the expression of it, not just getting your rocks off, but because it actually soothes you. It soothes your heart, and it soothes your soul, and it soothes your body. That's how good, healthy sexual energy is intended, especially between you and someone else. Now, if you just wanted to dick around and fuck around, you could, and I would just as easily see that. But you take it to a good place. You do. You take it to a good place. And it hurts. You have some pain here. You have some pain here because the frequency for which you have known your sexual energy with whomever else is in here with you is off. The dial is off. Your intention has no less waned. It is still just as strong as it ever was. And here you are as the King of Pentacles literally telling me you still have that spark in you. And it's more than a spark, honey. The Ace of Wands. That's the largest spark you could possibly have. And it's gorgeous. It's surrounded by temperance and patience and compassion over time. Again, you take your sexual energy to a good place, but it's marked here with pain. You have not been able to ease that in a while. Your natural ability to find yourself being soothed, okay, in a way that's natural and relieving for you is off. And it has been for a minute with temperance. Okay, it's not completely gone from you. No, on the contrary, it's still very much part of who you are. But there has been some pain creeping up in your sexual energy for a while. Okay, it was a slow thing, it was a steady thing. Nevertheless, you still are who you are, but something's off, and it has been. Show me that Three of Cups, please. Sexual energy, in the general sense, Three of Cups, you would just like it to come together more easily, without so much work or strain. Three of Cups has a lovely natural fluidity around it that says we come together in ease and in joy and in celebration. It is often associated with connectivity that is social and also reconnectivity that is social. So that could be an individual or just the gathering of one's energy in a positive way. As it regards to sexual interpretation, I would just like us to come together a little more easily. That's it. Show me that Three of Cups, please. Show me that Three of Cups. Show me that Three of Cups, please. It's nothing difficult. It's nothing crazy. Show me that Three of Cups, please. Show me that Three of Cups, please. Show me that Three of Cups. Show me that Three of Cups. A lot of tens in here. A lot of tens. Yeah, I'll get to you. All right, King of Wands. Oh my God, oh my God, Knight of Wands. It's so beautiful. There you are. Oh my God, your sexual energy is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. You're saying, I know exactly who I want to bring my sexual energy together with. It's not even a doubt in my mind. You know exactly who this person is. Again, heavy fire energy here. Aries, Leo, Sag does not have to be. Some air as well, we've already said. And it's beautiful. Again, I'm looking at a very well-informed Taurus. You understand, literally, that your sexual energy here with the Knight of Wands is meant to go towards someone whom you have very strongly in mind. You see them as being responsible for the gatekeeper, really, for your sexual energy. How you experience it, how you feel it, how you want to express it. It should be, you feel it so easily for this person. It's not even a question. You don't even question your sexual instinct towards them. You wish to, and the desire is here, to just come together easily with this person, the way it should be, right? You don't question your sexual energy towards them at all. You say, I'm attracted to you, I'm turned on by you, and it takes next to nothing for me to gravitate towards you. I desire you easily. I feel for you easily. I get turned on by you easily. That's how fluid that is for you. Don't even question it. You don't question your sexual or emotional energy towards this person at all. You've ID'd them in a very beautiful, straightforward way. Your only wish, as far as I can tell, is that it would come together a little more easily. But that it hasn't, you're prepared, like you always are, to show patience. You're very patient. The Wheel of Fortune is crossing. It's kind of like, but in the absence of this coming together more easily, which is my desire, okay, I can wait. Patient, you're showing me all your best traits when it comes to this. Patient, stoic, optimistic, understanding that your sexual energy is healthy to you, and it's a source of comfort to you, as it should be. Healthy, restorative, all those things I've mentioned. Your energy here is not confused at all. It's very directional. You know what it is you want and who it is that you want. There has been no issue there at all. I only see a little bit of pain creeping up in your sexual energy as well as your heart. They're both being affected at the same time because that's the Taurus I'm looking at. Your sex and your heart are together because you're having to show a lot more patience to feel what it is that you need to feel and would like to feel with your person. But other than that, you're saying it's not that big of a deal. It's okay. The Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune over time. So this might have gone on for a minute. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune, please. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune. Show me that Wheel of Fortune, please. The High Priestess, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Intuitively, you feel, no matter how slow, that overall you genuinely feel, intuitively, as well as terms of the direction of your particular energy, you intuitively feel you have made a strong investment, okay, in regards to your sexual energy and then overall to whom or where it's going. You really believe this. You do. Your energy in this respect remains steadfast, very loyal, very dedicated. I know where it's going, and I have known for a long time. Intuitively, I feel, sexually speaking, I made a good investment. Okay? I don't question the direction. Okay, even if it's slow, I don't care. Ultimately, you're telling me, in the greater scheme of things, I made a good investment, sexually or otherwise. Okay? There you go. You really believe this. And if that's true, that's beautiful. That's a good conviction, and you feel it honestly. You honestly feel this. That's a very honest assessment. So even if it's slow, even if I can't always see it, even if I can't always experience it, overall, Christina, in the greater scheme of things, assessing the landscape, I genuinely believe I made a good investment here, sexually and otherwise. Again, the investment is something that is comprehensive. Temperance, Two of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, your best effort. Okay, you found it here. You believe in this person whom you look to directly for a source of love, in sexual expression and stability. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, so why are they so fucking grumpy? Yours is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, there we go. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords. I'm not going to lie, it's not the most appealing energy. Yours is so beautiful. Directional. And you don't question it. I just don't want you to be hurt, honey. I don't want you to be hurt. The way you don't question this is unremarkable. It's beautiful. You've given someone a great deal of trust and access to your faith on the emotional level as well as the sexual level. I hope that they have earned it. Or if they did, they continue to do so. Okay. Show me this person's Ten of Wands, please. Show me that person's Ten of Wands. Show me that person's Ten of Wands. Show me that person's Ten of Wands, please. Show me that, show me that Ten of Wands. Show me this Ten of Wands, please. Queen of Wands, Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Okay, I was wondering why I was seeing so many tens. I couldn't tell that, because from this person's energetic standpoint, Ten of Wands automatically tells me they're still involved with you. Okay, because it's not attractive, but real tarot is real life, and it either fits or it doesn't. Ten of Wands is not attractive. It's not an attractive way to interpret a relationship or one's energy towards that relationship. Either way, it's not fun or nice or pretty. It's not flattering. Okay. But it tells me you're still involved, or they're still involved with you. Otherwise, why would it be so difficult? That means they're still giving to this energetically, no matter how tired and or exhausted they say they are. Ten of Swords negates that and says, actually, no, this is over. So I want to know, which one is it? It's still very active. Okay. I told you, and I marked it right away. There are a lot of tens here, and it continues to be the case. They are saying they are in something with you that regards the foundation. They acknowledge this, no problem. The foundation, the work that goes into the foundation. Okay, you both acknowledge it. Here's what they don't acknowledge. They don't acknowledge their sexual energy towards you. I don't know if you're aware of it, or if you see them like that. And I'll tell you why. It's so hard. It's so hard. What's so hard? Well, you know, life shit, Ten of Pentacles, foundation, whatever. Family, friends, community, career, all of it, because that's what the Ten of Pentacles is. It's the roots of life that touch many, many things. If you've ever seen the root system of a fully developed tree, you would understand how extensive it is. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is. You two have an extensive world together. They say it's hard. Okay. Yeah, it takes work to maintain a foundation, but we're not talking about foundation, are we? No, no, no. We're talking about sexual energy today. Let's talk about that. What about that sexual energy? Here it is. Queen of Wands, again. Fire orientation could be. Aries, Leo, Sag. Does not have to be. They said Six of Swords. That piece, Christina, I don't feel that so much. My attraction to Taurus and my attraction for myself, I don't feel that so much anymore. Six of Swords. We're going to slide on out of that. It's rough translation. I'm sure that if we... I raised an eyebrow because you so beautifully understand your sexual energy, what it means to you, and what you understood and likely assume to believe is true for them as well. You're only a little bit upset and a little bit heartbroken that over time, it doesn't seem to have the same variance or quality that it once did. But nevertheless, your sight for that person has never wavered. You understand your sexual energy is for them. You never questioned it. You just wish it would come together a little more easily. But if not, you're prepared to wait. Here's why. As far as they're concerned, this is either their attraction for you or their own personal fire. They don't feel it as much as it used to be. Six of Swords. So I'm like, where are you? They're there with you physically. Sexually, not so much. That natural fire, that passion, that Queen of Wands, man, she's rock and roll. Okay. The one that lacks inhibitions because she's comfortable with her partner. She has no problem getting undressed in front of her partner. In fact, she wants him to watch. Okay? It gives her a thrill to see him thrilled. Right? Proper ownership of passion. This is for you, baby, and just for you. Your eyes only. I want you to see me get undressed. I want you to see it. Every inch. Not so much. The excitement, the intrigue, the passion, specifically the expression of it. This person said they have been gently moving away from that for a long time. But they're still with you, even if it's hard. Isn't that flattering? Now, I would like to say this is temporary. This is a temporary rough patch. It's not. All those 10s suggest this is either patternized at this point, or their sexual energy, they've kind of detached from it a long time ago, but it might have been subtle. I don't like this. Let me just make that fucking clear right now. I don't like this. Because I have yours to compare it to. So that kind of breaks my heart a little bit. Their sexual energy toward you is the Ten of Swords. They have next to none. Or they don't like it. They're still in there with you, but I don't respect that. What does that mean? Well, it's not equal. It's not fair. If you were both showing me that same sort of sex isn't important to either one of us, Christina, I'd be like, fine. Peace be with you. Go your own way. That's what you two have agreed upon, and if that's true for you both, and your energy is consistent, I don't care. What two people choose is what two people choose, just so long as that they are aware that they're indeed choosing it. You don't seem to be aware that you're choosing their energy, or that it's actually like this at all, because how you view them, experience them, your own sexual energy, is beautiful. But I can tell you right now, it's not equal. And it took time. This didn't happen overnight. You're telling me 10, 10, 10, 10. They're showing me all the worst 10s with a sense of obligation and loyalty to it. You're showing me this is life as I understand it, and sometimes it gets frustrating, and we have to put also... I feel like you're excusing them, honey. I really do. I just know you. I feel like you're excusing them. Life is hard. You know, life is hard. We got a lot going on. It's not their fault. You're right. It's not their fault that a lot is going on. You two built this world together. You both know how busy it gets. You both know the priority of your lives because you two, literally you two, built it together. So yeah, life does get like that. The point is that you never lost your sexual energy for them, or its importance and its meaning to you. In other words, I don't believe you two are on the sexual same page. I think what you do is that you excuse them. Well, things are hard right now. Aren't they always, though? Go back to the opening. What did I say? Is it really that bad that you yourself, if they came on to you and initiated with you, you would turn them down because that's how busy you are? Fuck no. According to your sexual energy, you drop everything you were doing like a fucking hot potato. So you can't tell me it's the day-to-day world for which you are both responsible and that you both built that it completely excuses someone's poor energy towards you, sexually or otherwise. So again, if you two are on the same page, Christina, you know, we've been together forever and sexual energy is just not important to either one of us anymore, that would show. It would show. And that's why I don't like their energy towards you. They said their sexual energy towards you is dead, and they've been drifting away from it for a long time, but they're still in it with you. So that's what I'm saying. I just don't want you to be hurt because I don't see you two as being on the same page at all. That's why you're so lovely and so soft and correct, you know? And for somebody who says so boldly that, yeah, they're with you and they've been with you, they are indeed your partner, but not their sexual energy, not anymore. Do you know that? Showing that Ten of Swords, their sexual energy towards you. I bet I'm sure you're still turned on by this person, honey. I'm sure you are. I'm sure that they knew how to do things to you that just blew your head off and felt right and natural and sexy and sensual. I'm guessing that was the case 100% because they're telling me they used to know how to do that. No problem. No problem. Knight of Cups, the vulnerability. Nine of Pentacles, the Magician. I don't quite know what they're manifesting, honey, but some sort of independence. I wish I understood what they're manifesting, because I don't. I don't think they know what they want either. Their Ten of Swords to you says their sexual energy towards you isn't great. It's not a priority. Knight of Cups, vulnerability, emotional expression. They wish they could open up more about the truth of this, but they don't know how. They wish they knew how to tell you those words. It's hard for this person to be vulnerable with their truth, that they feel separated from those things now. And that does require an honest discussion. And they are trying to will or manifest it to be more open with you about it, as far as I can tell. Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. They would like more of that emotional strength to be so vulnerable with you, to say that they themselves, Nine of Pentacles, have detached from the meaning of sex and specifically what it means to them and what it means to you. It's like they don't have the nerve to do it, so they're working up the courage to talk to you about it. It requires vulnerability. They know this. But the strength of sexual quality doesn't mean the same to them as it once did. They wish they could act more independent, that they could take a stronger resolve in their sexual energy. It's kind of like they're saying they want freedom from the sexual energy. They don't want to make it a priority anymore. Or it's not a priority for them anymore. They themselves have moved on from it. Kind of wish that you would do the same. That's not great. Not my happiest, not my favorite. And then over the next several months, I'm still seeing you, well, I'm busy. Well, we're busy. Well, I feel like you're excusing them. I do. I feel like you're excusing them. And it stresses you out, Nine of Swords. Because it's literally all work, no play. And in this sense, your play is a form of sexuality that comes from the heart space. So that's kind of really important. The natural beauty that is you is not being allowed to express. And that's upsetting. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. What to do, what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Foundation's the focus. I don't disagree with that, but isn't my love and my sex important? I wish I could better understand what this person wanted. They say they're in it with you. They just don't want to have to express themselves sexually anymore or have it as a marker of importance anymore. They struggle with the vulnerability to open up and discuss this. Show me that Two of Pentacles, please. 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 Show me that Two of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Ten of Pentacles. You keep showing me that. You keep telling me it's not important. How much do you have to convince yourself, Taurus, honey, before you actually believe it? How much do you need to convince yourself before you can actually believe it? It's not important. It's just the foundation that matters. I have a simple rule. Okay? And this is really not me. This is just basic psychology with human beings. The more you have to convince yourself that something is true or isn't true, you're coming from the opposite. I told you you were excusing this person, and you're doing it a lot. And now yourself are kind of excusing it for yourself too. You're saying repeatedly, it doesn't matter. I don't know what to do. I can't force my person to be sexually interested or engage with me or take initiative. I can't. All I can choose to do is be patient and say all that matters is the foundation. You keep showing me pros, they keep showing me cons. It's pros that keep you in a good place in terms of justification. I got this, I'm in control, that stuff doesn't matter. It's breaking your heart. It hurts. The pain is starting to catch up with you, and this is what happens when Taurus gets upset, the more pain catches up to you, the more you double down and act like it doesn't. You really don't want to see that this person's lack of sexual interest in you at all matters. You don't want it to affect you. You don't. It doesn't matter how beautiful your sexual intentions are. It doesn't matter how beautiful your emotional intentions are. When it comes to the reality, the 3D output, where you cannot dispute the evidence, you use your foundation, the both of you, to excuse why these things between you intimately are not happening. You excuse it for them, and you're starting to excuse it for yourself. In other words, this is why it's not in my life. I would like to personally see it, but I understand why it isn't. How long have you been understanding like that? There's a difference between, say, sexual rough patches and long-term problems. And you're saying, I don't know what to do, and I don't know that there is much to do about it anyway. Yes, my heart feels a little more broken. Yes, I feel like they have sexually abandoned me. But what can I do about it? I can't. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to get out Big Daddy energy with the Emperor and just focus on that foundation. That's all that matters. This is the world we built. I think you're trying to force yourself to come to terms with a real, strongly founded 3D connection that no longer has sexual energy towards you. That's the long and short of what I'm seeing here. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not. It's not your fault. You can't make someone. We just can't. It would be wrong. We know this. But does that make them right? To stay in a connection with you, and they get to choose to shut the sexual energy down. It's your choice then to continue to accept that. That is where your choice comes into play. We have choice in all things. And right now, your choice is to say over and over again, it doesn't matter. What matters is the foundation. That's correct if your energy lines up to it. It is not correct if you're having to force yourself to believe it. You're spiritual, beautiful. Such beautiful spiritual energy, honey. So beautiful. Emotionally, sexually, spiritually. You have some amazing components within you that are natural, right, and organic. It's not contrived, and it's not forced. The Taurus you are on the inside is beautiful. But he or she is not allowed to express themselves in the 3D, that very beauty that makes them such a strong bull, that makes them such a good provider, that makes them reliable and steadfast. I don't know how long you can sustain this, but at the moment you seem to be determined to, even if it costs you pain. So, you only accept this output, Taurus. You have choice. It's change you fear. But if you fear change, you will continue to force yourself to accept a decision you don't particularly want. So if you're going to do that, you need to know that you're doing it. You have to know that you're choosing this. It's the only way you'll be at peace with it. Your energy, in order to accept this 3D reality, would have to become similar to your person's. Sexual energy is not that important. I kind of moved on from that a long time ago, and I kind of expect my Taurus to do it too. That's what they're saying. Okay? They want the foundation, but they want to be free from the sexual energy of it. That's who I'm reading today. You both keep showing me, oh, we're busy. We got other things to worry about besides what you and I built. That's what matters. That's only true if you really believe it's true. For right now, you don't, but you're trying to force yourself to. Ten of Pentacles. Everybody's got the Ten of Pentacles. There you are. I told you, it's just not who you are. I'm sorry, honey. I have to disagree. You can tell yourself it's all about the foundation and what we built. But the Taurus I'm looking at has so much more love than that. You could think about it. Honey, that's what you do. Your world, as you understand it, the Ten of Pentacles, could not thrive without the goodwill of your heart and even your sex behind it. Why? Because you had somebody who was compatible with you once upon a time. How do you think that foundation got built? Now, how do you think it's going to be maintained? Because you still have love for it. I don't know. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ten of Pentacles. Show me that Ten of Pentacles. Over the next several months, show me that Ten of Pentacles. It's an awkward shuffle. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. Show me that Ten of Pentacles, please. The Chariot, the Lovers, the Nine of Pentacles. What are you doing? Show me this Nine of Swords. Oh. I'll get back to that. Show me that Nine of Swords. Or you're pulling one of your rabbits out of the hat. Show me that Nine of Swords, please. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords. I don't care how small that is, Taurus. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care how small it is. I see it. Show me that Nine of Swords. Show me that Nine of Swords. God dang it. Oh! Yes, I thought we were headed on a one-way street. And what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Like, I don't like that street, Christina. I'm doing a Yui. Fuck yes, you are. Oh, Taurus. Here I thought. And you're just like, Taurus is going to put me through the fucking paces. You're going to put me through the fucking paces where you have a huge heart, where it's neglected once more, and you're just going to keep putting up with it. Not this, Taurus. Not today, motherfucker. My hat's off to you, sir. Madam, my hat's off to you. Oh. I love it. You don't know. I love it. I love it. Prove me wrong. I want you to. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I want you to, baby. It's hot. Prove me wrong. I like to be proved wrong. Do you know why? I'm just as stubborn and fixated as you. Once I understand I'm correct, I tend to stay in that mode. So when I am countered, when I am proven wrong, a little part of me goes, that's hot. I love it when people prove me wrong. You think it's the other way around, but it's not. It's the other way around. Do you know why? Because I want you to fucking triumph. I want you to triumph. You think we're going down one? I've seen this for Taurus 1,000 times. I've seen this for Taurus 1,000 times. Some of you are southpaws. I'm a lefty too. It's always the shot you never see coming. Thank you. Shall I retire again? I think I might. I love this. I love this. So proud of you. So proud of you. So fucking proud of you. God dang, that's hot. Yes. 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 I raised an eyebrow almost immediately. Guess what popped up? Over your Ten of Pentacles, your precious foundation, which I do not dispute. How long you will go through this phase of I don't know what to do, I'm just going to accept it. I don't know what I'm going to. I don't know how you're going to go through that. I don't know. I don't know. For some of you, 2 months, 2 seasons, 2 years. I don't know. The timeline will be different for all of you. But you will go through a phase where you're like, this is fine, I can put up with this. Which is very you. That doesn't mean I agree with it. But it's what you have to do in order to kick your own ass for you to understand it's not what you want. And if that's your process, that's your process. Hey, we all go through it. More so the fixed signs, we love to do this. We love to be hard-headed and convince ourselves of certain things. That way we can have this illusion of control, which it is an illusion. And the sooner we break ourselves of that illusion through continuous disappointment, hurt, pain, denial, and abandonment, just in different ways for you, it's sexual abandonment. Let's make that clear. Your person has sexually jumped ship. So you're going to go through a phase where you say, I can put up with it. It's fine. At first you were kind and compassionate, understanding. And then it's just you understood the reality. This is where it is. And then something happens. What that something is, I do not know. But guess what shape it took? Little guy. Sometimes the smallest of ripples make big waves. Oh, that's what I'm saying for you today. It's crossing your Ten of Pentacles. Some of you just started, again, I don't know when, just started opening up, little guy, contemplating your Ten of Pentacles. And you're like, Christina, I want to think about that real quick. You make good points. You've made good points. You've made good points. I want to start thinking about that. Is my Ten of Pentacles, did I make that because I was in love and inspired? Or because I was a miserable son of a bitch? Excellent question, Taurus. Should I really have to accept it the way it is now, knowing where it came from? The answer is no. I knew that. I didn't know that you knew that. Till right about here. Something part of you said, my Ten of Pentacles, can it be solid? Mm-hmm. Can it be strong? Oh, yes. Can it still be founded? Yeah. Can there be love in it? Again? The answer is yes. You've just started to see that. And it's at the dead center of your reading, too. In other words, it's the heart of the matter. Do you see how extensive sexual energy is? People are so quick to dismiss it. They have no idea. It depends on how much you integrate your sexual energy. If your sexual energy is exactly that, just to massage your sexual energy, then it will not lead to foundations and things like that. Our sexual drives often says, because my heart's here too. We know what we can do with the strength of our heart. Most people do. And they have no idea that their passion's tied to it, or how much of their passion's tied to it. You're telling me, I recognize now the strength of my Ten of Pentacles, my foundation, wasn't because I was cold and shut down and without love and passion and excitement. It was because I had those things. How would I interpret my world, my 3D world, Christina, if that was back? Chariot, our strongest, forward moving momentum, direction, intention. The Lovers popped up for you again. Also in your future orientation. Nine of Pentacles, freedom. It's interesting. They chose to interpret, and this is a rough translation, I apologize, I can't quite understand what this person wants, other than to just move away from the sexual energy and to maintain the foundation. They chose to interpret freedom as freedom from sex, or freedom from the obligation of sex. They don't have the vulnerability to express that. They're trying to manifest it. Maybe that's what seals the fucking deal for you. Maybe that was your reaction over here, saying, I guess this is just how it is. I don't know how long you put up with it. But at some point you start to realize, I shouldn't have to. I will always appreciate this foundation when you help me build it for the right reasons. But I don't want to maintain it for the wrong one, motherfucker. Thank you for helping me build this when you meant it, when we meant it for the right reasons. But I won't maintain it under the current reasons and energy that you have set forth because they are not compatible with me. Not anymore. So I don't know how long you're going to go through I'm going to put up with it phase, which is grossly exaggerated. This will be difficult and it will be painful the more you try to fit yourself to be congruent with somebody that you are no longer congruent with. We all take a price for that. When you force your 3D to match, or not match, I'm sorry, your spiritual essence, there's a price to pay. It's not who you are, honey. It's just not. Taurus, I'm looking at that says, for me to enjoy my foundation, to really love what I've done, to be proud of myself, I have to know my heart's in it. And the strength of an energy that actually wants to be with me needs to be in there too. And it's beautiful. Little guy. Just started realizing these things. Then I jump on over here to the Nine of Swords. Guess what I saw? Remember that Three of Swords that was sneaking up over here? Temperance. A little bit of heartbreak because you know things are off. Your sexual energy, your emotional energy hasn't been massaged correctly for a while. You're like, it's okay, it just needs patience. At some point it accumulates to a stress, a breaking point stress with the Nine of Swords. And you just want it to stop. And you realize that Three of Swords is never going to go away, and you trying to work with them and work with their sexual energy, specifically the absence of it, is over. It is now marked by death. Here's your genuine Eight of Pentacles, something that's very normal for you. My putting work into something that never seems to stop breaking my heart, breaking my sense of expectations, that hurts me, my sense of will, my good energy. I used to feel so good about us and everything we built. Just to feel bad about it every day now. That's not enough for me. And it shouldn't be enough for you either. I hate that energy. It acquiesces. It says, I'm in a very heavy foundation relationship with Taurus. I don't particularly feel good about it anymore. I wish that part would just go away. I don't know when they address the topic, but they're trying to find the will. They're trying to find the will to bring it up. I think that is indeed the final straw that breaks your back, because up until that point you had so much beautiful hope. It's over. You're trying to compromise and/or compromise your expectations, the healthiness of this connection, what goes into it, why, the reasoning, the good feeling, the absence of good feeling. You trying to work with it and work with it and work with it is finally over. In other words, you stop compromising your heart. You stop compromising your energy. And you stop with the living against yourself. Like, it's no... When we tried... Honey, you tried to play along, and all you did was create a case of incongruency within you. This is not what I want, but I'm forcing myself to accept it. We can only do that so long. And some people are very successful at it, and then they waste years of their life. Why? Because they're afraid to exit what they've established. You could easily do that. You could still easily do that if it's what you choose. And you do have to choose that. It's not, well, we have a mortgage and cars, so I'm fucked. That could be your dead end. Just know that you're choosing it. Not the Taurus I'm looking at. You're going to stop putting work into the unworkable. Your sexual energy's in there. Your emotional energy's in there. And how you relate all that to your 3D world is in there as well. You too once built a foundation for the right reasons, but it got to the point of maintaining it for all the wrong ones. We don't want to do that anymore. Moving on. Two of Cups. Sorry. It's just, you pulled a fast one on me. I like it. It's a good fast one. It's admirable. It won't happen overnight. It looks that way because I'm dealing cards. Now, I'm very curious about this lover. It could just be that you strongly desire something very, very spiritual to match your 3D world, which matches who you are on the inside. The best of Taurus will not happen without the strength of your heart behind it. You just have to know that. I do believe, however, with the Chariot, you want to move towards a strong connection that speaks to you more on a personal level with the Nine of Pentacles. To not just keep a foundation going, but to actually have real love in it, strength of heart, conviction. Whatever it is that you have been trying to work through with this person, you won't compromise it anymore. Show me that Two of Cups, because when you compromise like that with somebody, but it runs negative, then you're not really compromising, you're just compromising yourself. That's a lot of negativity. Two of Cups, your strength. Your strength in your sex is simply that you want emotional harmony. You need to know that you are loved and being loved, and that this all serves a purpose. Otherwise, again, you just become a janitor to your own life. Is that what you want? To be a janitor to your own life? Anybody could do that. You don't have to be stuck with somebody miserable in order to do that. You could just do that on your own. No, Taurus, I'm looking at you, so you want strength of will and love. Show me that Two of Cups, please. Show me that Two of Cups, please. No, honey. Your heart, and neither your heart or your sex or a one-way street. You should not be treated as such. Eight of Cups, Ace of Cups, very good. Ten of Swords, you recognize that it's over. Very good. You understand the other person is emotionally detached, and they likely have been for some time. And while it hurts you, and it hurts your heart, you are accepting it. You are no less attracted to love. You are no less attracted to the idea of the inspiration that life can be built around love. Okay, you just want it to be equal and fair. Otherwise, your sexual energy is not in there, and neither is your pentacle energy. It's harder for you to give that up, because I know you. When you are satisfied, there's nothing you cannot build. There's no resource you cannot gather. But it's like, what's the point if love's not in it? I agree. We are accepting here that the love we used to share as a union, somebody's been checked out of it for a long time. And I do believe your beautiful heart here was crossed by that Ten of Swords. You understand in your heart and accept the fact that their Ten of Swords, their lack of sexual energy towards you, crosses you. In other words, it hurts you, and it is not congruent with your heart. You need the love, you need the affection, and you need to know your partner's with you on all levels. True partnership. Otherwise, you two are just janitors to your life. You understand? I'm sorry it crosses your beautiful heart. It does hurt you deeply, and it should. Do you know why? Because it's not for you. Not anymore. If it didn't cross your heart so painfully, how would you know to let it go? If it crossed your heart beautifully, you'd have no reason to. It's not just about the foundation, is it, honey? The heart has to be there, too. Eight of Pentacles. You will continue to do as you do, no doubt. No doubt. I'm not saying this is easy, honey, but this has been marked multiple times. There is something else in here that speaks to you strongly that says it could equally make a strong contribution to my foundation. But this no longer does. I can't make that up. Ten of Swords, Eight of Swords, Death. Show me the Eight of Pentacles, please. Show me the Eight of Pentacles, please. As the obstacles, the balance, which I saw over here, which you said is now over. I'm not going to try to force myself to balance in this life, emotionally, sexually, or otherwise. Again, you're not supposed to. That's just how it, exactly. This is why it's an obstacle. This is why it's, and that makes perfect sense. So the Eight of Pentacles, that when you said I can't compromise on this anymore, it hurts me too much, and it means I'm just compromising myself. Very good. That same Eight of Pentacles, it was a judgment call, and it has been. You have to know what you want in terms of emotional harmony and reciprocity. Do you want someone who's on the same page as you? Yes or no? Your sense of all that you built, is it worth sacrificing your sense of love and family? Good, healthy, quality design. It's your judgment call, and it has been. Everything that you've worked towards with this person, Is it worth it if love's not there? Never mind the sexual energy. That's been the obstacle. Knowing that you would have to choose, feeling it, sensing it in some way with judgment. It was something that was calling at you for a while. You have to know what's in your foundation now. I know it used to be there. But you have to work with what's present, not past. People often stay in things for a long time because of the emotions they can remember 10, 15, 20 years ago, not by the evidence that they're living in today. I see that you stopped refuting the evidence. Very good. And again, if you can be that Taurus who, you know what, feelings aren't what they used to be, the sex ain't what it used to be, but we built something solid. I'm not willing to sacrifice that. Fine, that is fine. You just have to know that that's correct for you. You have to know it. So when you accept it, you're not offended when everything's said and done by how love turned out, how your sex turned out. When everything's said and done, and at the end of tallied up at the end of your Taurus life, you're not offended because you made the choice. It's not the Taurus I'm looking at. I'm saying it's not acceptable to my foundation. Okay, show me the Lovers, please. I got a strong connection here that I don't know if you know if it exists for you, but that's the direction you would like to move in with a certain level of conviction. Show me the Lovers, please. And of course, as we know, I don't know how long it's been since I've said this, Lovers is a choice. It is a complicated connection, for it challenges us in many ways. It is a spiritual connection, it's an emotional connection, it is a sexual connection, it's all that. It's all that. And it's a unique, multi-layered bonding system. It is not the easiest. It's not like a Two of Cups. It's not like a Ten of Cups. It's a little bit more challenging than that. It's a little more comprehensive. However, it's worth it. The Three of Wands, expectation, King of Swords. You having a determination. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing it. And you're not taking any shit either. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You're like, when this gets settled, I know what I'm doing. I don't know, but that's a lot of strength of will. That's the first time I've seen your energy get firm and say, oh, no, exactly what I'm doing. Ooh, oh boy, ooh, oh, look at you go. That's impressive, honey, that's impressive. I don't know, but you are talking to somebody, Eight of Wands, King of Swords, you've made up your mind. I'm not saying it as coldness, I'm saying it as this is the determination, classic determination. I'll tell you why. You're looking at Three of Wands. You actually expect it in future. You're telling me, I expect in future, when things are right and the timing is right, I will be communicating forward to a very strong connection to Lovers. So that tells me you either know who they are in future, or you already had your eye on them back here when you were contemplating the comprehensiveness of your Ten of Pentacles and how it's playing out the rest of your life, as it were, how you're experiencing it, that kind of thing. So that's very bold, my friend. That's beautiful and is bold. I love it. I admire that very much. It's like, oh no, I know. They're on my to-do list. It's so cheeky. It's so like they're on my to-do list. Okay. I will get it done. Look at that. Eight of Wands, King of Swords, and Three of Wands. Oh, not only am I going to take care of that, Christina, that's just a matter of time. You're like, that's just a matter of time. I'll take care of that. I'll get back to that. I don't know who you're talking to, but you're going to do it. Okay, look at that. There's the energy, but you just started contemplating it, moving forward boldly of your own independence and free will when you're a free agent towards a very strong connection, because we'd rather have them in our foundation knowing that they are a very strong, loving support system, as opposed to, say, someone who's just been putting up with it. Again, if that's where you can hang out mentally, if that's where you can hang out emotionally, and if that's how you can hang out in the rest of your life is, yeah, this is fine, then know that that's right for you, but you have to choose it. Okay. But the Taurus I'm looking at says, my greater goal has always been love. Otherwise, how else could I have put so much work into everything that I do? So no. Just being a janitor to the Ten of Pentacles isn't enough for me. I tried to make that work for me, but it doesn't work for me. I was meant for love. That's always been my decision for everything I've put myself into. And the reason why that Eight of Pentacles is an obstacle is because you associated that Eight of Pentacles with this person. I just want you to know, if this helps you at all, honey, okay, your sexual energy, your emotional energy is on point. The only time you come up under conflict and you cause yourself the most pain is telling yourself that you can live without it. Because it's a lie. How long you live that lie and tell yourself it's true, that's down to you as the individual Taurus. I just know that at some point on your timeline it stops becoming acceptable. And that's when you start looking and surveying the landscape. It looks like you know who that lover is. You have an idea of them in some way, or you feel them very strongly, intuitively. And you know exactly who they are in the future when you start talking to them with determination. You know, like, that's my person. That's the person who's going to be part of my foundation now. And I know that that love, that energy that they're packing isn't fake and it isn't forced. You seem to know this, which is the opposite of this that I'm seeing. So when you start eyeballing it, and when it becomes a full-blown reality of what's no longer acceptable to you anymore, I don't know. It's supposed to be over the next several months, and for some of you that might well be true. Some of you may not really start to look into this, understand it, or let yourselves experience it. And by that I mean the situation for what it is, August and or September. Codependency. Let go of control issues. Okay, that's a different way of putting it, but I think I understand. Let go of control issues, passion. It's kind of like if the passion would just go away, they could enjoy this foundation more. Okay. There is a sense of codependency in here. We need to take care of this. We're part of this. We can't let it go. Monetary stability. You know, I rely on this to be taken care of. I don't necessarily feel that good about it anymore, but I need it for my own sense of stability. So that's a form of codependency, even if it's in the material world, especially with the material world. They've shown me a reflection of the priority of the Ten of Pentacles multiple times. You did for different reasons, because it's important to you. Stability is important to you, but so is love. They're like, stability is important to me. And then that stops. So letting go of control issues, they don't want to deal with the passion anymore. They probably find little ways to control it so they don't have to express it or deal with it. Sorry, I don't respect that. You know, you don't want somebody, be honest with them. But when you built a whole world with somebody and you built a whole life around them, it's kind of hard to cop to that, right? It's a little cowardly. Retreat. Six of Swords, Queen of Wands, retreat from the chemistry. That's exactly what that is. Moving away from the passion, the chemistry. Everything that made you too successful in the past is no longer with this person. You have to have drive, honey. The Taurus I'm looking at, you have to have love. You have to have drive to secure your security. And it makes you feel secure. And it brings out your best qualities of devotion and sincerity and resourcefulness and reliability. So what happens when your source for that goes away? Do you become any less that person? Or do you start modifying yourself around their wishes? It cheapens your foundation. It cheapens the whole principle of having built a world with this person at all, doesn't it? Your values, honey, aren't just foundation and loyalty. Financial security. What was behind it? That's what's at stake. That's what's at jeopardy. That's the real source. Your values for your driving values. You understand? You two no longer match. Love yourself first. Getting to know each other. Love yourself first. Getting to know each other. Love yourself first. Perhaps that person you connect with, your lover, I don't know. They might tell you often, love yourself. Love yourself first. Know your worth. Know your value. You should always, everything begins with you is like something I would say. Everything begins with you. You have to know to love. And they encourage that, I believe, whoever your future person is. They encourage that you should always love yourself first. And then you will never question or doubt what it is you do or where it is you're supposed to go. Okay? In getting to know that person, they encourage this a lot, I believe. A little bit more about who they are. Oh, well, it was a good read, so worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Worth it. Very good read. Oh, crazy hair. That's sentiment tarot. If you can't have a little bedhead, you know what I'm saying. I mean, if you can't have bedhead here, I mean, jeez. Yeah, I should do that more often. It's like, oh, just got out of bed. Have a laugh. This is great. This is very great. I'm actually very proud of you, and I'm very happy for you. This is beautiful. What else, please? Twin flame. I don't personally believe in twin flames. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. But I do believe in the lovers and soul bonds. For anyone who believes in twin flames, I apologize. I don't mean to offend you. It's just from my point of view, given my professional background and how long I've been doing tarot, integrate those two. I can tell you right now, twin flames is nothing more than an overly elaborate explanation to justify the runner-chaser dynamic, and the runner-chaser dynamic is extremely unhealthy and untoxic, both emotionally as well as mentally as well as physically. I know people who have been so-called waiting on their twin flame for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and they cease to have a life, and they just keep hoping vaguely one day that person will come back around. So, I don't believe in twin flames, no. So let's just interpret that as soul bonds and lovers, which is absolutely real. Soul bonds is that inexplicable connection that you can't quite understand, but it calls to you and it's inexplicable. It's strength. You dream about this person. You two have some sort of natural connection that's very hard to define. This is most likely that Six of Cups energy and or the lover's energy. So they're saying good luck. And that person, this situation, that twin flame, lovers, as I'm seeing it, represents a crossroads in your life. For some reason, that's coming across as a very distinct word. I don't know why, but it says crossroads. And it actually makes a lot of sense as... Interesting. It's like, pay attention. The light just... It's like they dimmed the lights. That was very dramatic. So exactly, because that lover right there... Okay, is right there, dead center reading, the junction, the crossroad. Very interesting. But they do represent that crossroad in your life. That junction between what is acceptable and what isn't acceptable. But you have to know the difference. I just know that when you know, like always, Taurus knows. It represents a place of healthy boundaries, as it just said, what is acceptable and not acceptable. Classic Taurian energy right here. Once you know, and you seem to know about that person, and you intend by all rights to incorporate them into your new foundation. It's strong, and you don't seem to question it at all. You were contemplating it somewhere here on your crossroads. Okay, we've always felt a sort of temptation towards that soulmate. Huh. As I told you, it's that inexplicable feeling towards that person you can't define. You feel that pull towards your soulmate. You really do. And how long have you been feeling that? I don't know, but it's up to you. So I was wondering, did you know who they are? Because by all rights, you seem to know who they are. Your energy wants to go and be independent and single towards them. It starts out small, and then at some point you understand whatever this is has become unacceptable to you, and it's not sustaining. Thank you, that's just about to say, it was karmic. Karmic not isn't bad, guys. It's just, you have to understand, the reason I kept saying there's a lot of tens here, Taurus, a lot of tens, that's typically an indication of karmic. Okay. It's what we agreed to, and once the contract is fulfilled, we have to know to let it go. It's not meant to be with us forever. It's simply time's up. Contract is fulfilled. They're telling me they're tired of the foundation, but they keep in it. They probably don't know what else to do. You know. The energy with you has stopped and started at the foundation, not necessarily wanting to achieve more for themselves. And you do. That was always your point. I just always wanted emotional security, love, and to be loved. That was the whole point of my foundation. Can I live without it now that I have it? It's up to you. One is a soulmate that you seem to gravitate towards. The other, it's no disrespect to your person, honey. It's the cards. And I can't dispute 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Karmic, 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 complete, complete, complete. It's done. But how done it is comes down to you and what is acceptable to you. That's all. But yeah, do you have an amazing future orientation that you seem to have very strong convictions about? Like, oh, I know. I know who that is. Don't worry about it. I got it. Yeah. But you have to know that this is no longer acceptable to you, and you got to stop feeding it. And stop saying, well, my life ends and begins with the foundation. No. No. Oh, boy, that's fun. Okay. P, C, T, dog with the bone, that's the anxiety. Yes, the stress of understanding this, seeing it for what it is. The feather, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and some of you, the confirmation of a feather, simply the great white shark in reverse. That keeps coming up more and more lately. The lack of instinct. You have to understand this is not true for all sharks, but the vast majority of them, I believe it's over 60%. If you're not familiar with the shark process, they have to keep swimming or they will die. The heart has to constantly be pumping. Okay. So, and that also represents, for the great white shark, pure instinct. They have no recognition of morals or ethics. It's pure instinct. So, somebody here has completely lost their instinct. Drive, motivation. What are they looking for? Okay. In other words, their heart stopped beating. They don't know why they're doing what they're doing anymore. They just... motivation's not correct. The crown, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, respectively, but also that sense of, well, respect, the empress or the emperor, the self-empowerment energy, the person of significance, the one who wears the crown. Okay? Knowing who that person is. Some of you have dogs. Oh, it says, I love my dog. Oh, I should hope so. Okay. The cloud. There's silver lining. There's always a silver lining, even on rainy days. Perhaps it's raining where you are right now. Heads in the clouds, distraction. But the reality is, sometimes it feels like it's a little dull and a little gray every day, even if it's sunny outside. The star, wish upon a star. It's a very small star, very small wish. Some of you might have some very minor, and I mean minor placements in Aquarius. And then, one of my favorites, in the upright too, very good. The Pegasus, masculine pride, masculine freedom, the ability to take off and to choose boldly with wings, and to move forward under that energy of the Chariot. It's beautiful. You don't have to be a man. What I'm saying, it's that masculine energy is associated with independence, freedom. I don't remember who said it. I can't remember the damn quote. Yeah, you know me. God, I can't remember. This is such a bad interpretation. I apologize, guys. It's a really poor paraphrase. It's something to do with if a man is stuck between a rock and a hard place, he will choose to free himself and fly. He will choose neither the rock nor the hard place, but his freedom. And I thought it was interesting. Of course, it's not sex exclusive, ever. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you didn't know it was going to be all that, did you? Well, most people do not. And that's why we read Intimate Tarot. I do hope this helped you. And I thought it was very enlightening. And thank you so much for shifting out of that one-way street. It was nice to see that for you. It looks like your Jupiter and then upcoming Venus influence is going to be a hell of a thing for Taurus this year. I'm very proud of you. I'm very pleased for you. I know it looks simple in the cards. This is a process. It will take time, as you know. It's one of your superpowers. When you reach that particular crossroads, I don't know, but when you know, you can't unknow it. And that's when you'll start not choosing this. I'm not doing timelines. I really don't want to. I'm going to start doing those less and less. The only thing I saw a distinct you opening up towards this, looking at it for what it is, possibly August and September, maybe. That's it. Future's beautiful, though. Taurus, honey. I will see you in approximately 2 weeks. It should be your 3-month overview. I don't know that I'll necessarily see a continuation of this, but I do hope it helped you. Let me reassure you, your sexual and emotional energy is beautiful and expresses itself correctly and in the right ways. At some point, it stopped expressing itself in the reality because the person's not there anymore. You two are not on the same page. And you have to understand if that's acceptable to you. Otherwise, your foundation, like I said, it's just 2 janitors really looking after it. Not janitors, but you know what I mean. The super. You got 2 supers looking after the foundation. Is that what you want? That's a job, not a life. Okay. Good job. I mean that. Take care. Be well.